Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Saturday. This is Devils After Dark coming to you live from somewhere in Pennsylvania.
The ski lodge. The ski lodge. The Sam Wu Ski Lodge Resort.
Some dump somewhere in Pennsylvania. And the Michael J. Fox Studios in Beverly Hills, California. It's Scotty, a Sirius XM Liquid Metal. I'm your host, Sam Wu. We're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils fall to the Canes 5-2. I'm mad. I am downright furious, actually, Scotty. I am so pissed off right now. So pissed off that I'm going to wave off a call tonight.
I think we need to get AJ Visco on investigating some of these NHL officials. That's what I think. We need. Go ahead. We need to raise a suit. We need to file a suit, Sam.
Class action lawsuit in the age of sports betting. I haven't seen this horrendous rigged officiating in so long. Actually, I see it all the time, but just recently, I can almost tell you what the call is. It's going to go against the New Jersey Devils. There's an agenda here. Why are they doing so well? They stop the winning. Stop the winning. They tried everything, even in the last game on Friday. And I was a little worried about it on Devils After Dark when we were at American Whiskey, Scotty. I was getting a little bit worried about it. Will it carry over into Carolina in South Jersey, also known as Raleigh, North Carolina? We've annexed Carolina. I want everybody to know that. We've annexed it.
Oh, yeah.
It's, the people that from New Jersey that moved to North Carolina, it's strictly taxes. We own North Carolina. I just wanted to get that point out there. But honestly, Scotty, I am so pissed off right now that I'm boiling right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone really is. I mean, I don't know about you guys. If you were watching in the home state of New Jersey, you probably didn't get what I got watching on ESPN Plus when the MSG network went to commercial. I don't know if it kept going on MSG, but ESPN Plus never cut. And you actually got to hear Bryce Salvador and Ken Danico talking about that bogus major penalty and their honest reactions to it. It was quite enlightening over here. But yeah, and Art Heaton, I think it's Devils versus the referees or Devils versus the officials. I think that's what we need to do. And we said this last Devils After Dark. What is the vision plan that the NHL provides for these officials? We need a checkup every 10 games on the vision, because it seems to me like some of them are visually impaired.
I'll even go further than that. You're being too nice. I think we need to do an audit on their bank accounts. That's how far I want to go. I want a damn audit on their bank accounts. The refs.
Which one of them have a FanDuel account? That's what I want to know right now. Yeah. Who's got the FanDuel account?
In all seriousness, Scotty, I mean, I'm gonna save my my venom. Here's the cliffhanger. This is what we call cliffhanger in the industry. I'll save my venom after the Unhappy Devils recap. But honestly, Scotty, I am genuinely pissed off, like so pissed off right now. But I'll let you.
Not even the wood paneling is making you feel better right now. Like the whole ski lodge aspect has been completely wasted now because of these NHL officials. That's what you're telling me.
And I feel like there's a drone above me too. In the background. These freaking drones. Oh,
I think you're actually in Kramer's apartment that one time on that Seinfeld episode where he put all the wood paneling wallpaper up everywhere to make it look like a ski lodge.
Yeah. And you know what's even funnier? The internet, like, two things happened as I was getting mad in the third period. Suddenly the out of market thing blocked me, so I couldn't watch. I had to listen to the game. I don't know why that happened. It shouldn't happen. But the out of market, it's like I pay $11.99 for ESPN Plus, and now you block me when all this action's happening. So I'm listening to Matt and Chico, and then on top of that, the internet went out right before we went on air. So right now we're on an emergency backup system here. So I don't know.
AKA hotspot. We're doing a hotspot podcast over here. Yeah.
So if we go off air, you know why? You know it's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You know it's Pennsylvania. Yeah. You don't know what you're going to get out of here. Jeez.
Oh man. Well, let's talk about it, and then we'll get back to Sam Wu and York, because I see everyone is piling in here on the YouTube page, and everyone has got an opinion on this. Supernova Academy Award winning Marty Necas. Yeah, that's funny. He didn't even miss a shift. He was out there skating back on the ice after that grueling, brutal knee-on-knee hit. Man. But let's talk about it. Game number 39 on the season. Some changes were made to the lineup, although the Curtis with a K was not in there. I was a little surprised by that. Would love to see Big Mac back in the lineup. You saw how feisty this game got. Would have loved to see Big Mac in the lineup. Lazar was going to come back. We knew that. Dowling was probably going to sit, but is sitting Tatar or Bastion really affecting this team in any way? I like old Tuna, but his biggest role lately has been serving extra penalties for other people. So, I don't know. For a game like this, where you knew it was going to get chippy, put Big Mac in the lineup. Put him in the lineup. That's just my only thing. But either way, Lazar was in. Dowling is out. I had it right here. Surprise, no Big Mac. But the Devils are in the playoff preview number 2. Because, like we talked about yesterday, if the season ended today, these two teams would be matching up in the playoffs. We knew it was going to be a hard-hitting game. Jake Allen and Net love the new mask as well. Looking good over there. Both Jakes, Markstrom and Allen, looking good. But Jake the Snake's in there today, and he was sharp early. The Canes had their storm surge through the first period again. But Jake Allen was standing tall. Saw a nice power shift by a couple of power forwards there with the TNN line, like the old Nashville network. Remember watching ECW back in the day on TNN? Well, that's Timo, Nico, and Nason. And I really like what Stefan Nason brings to that line, because now you have like 2 Bulldog Mack trucks out there in Timo Meyer and Stefan Nason, who can really, really create some havoc on the ice. So really like what I was seeing from that line out there. Jake Allen also, he was the star of the first period. He made a number of good saves. The Canes came out shooting again, like we said, storm surge. And this wasn't one of those games where the Devils were able to suppress all those shots. The Canes were getting them through. And we knew that was going to be the case once again. We talked about it. This is a Rod Brindamore coach team, who, by the way, congrats to Brindy, got his 300th career win tonight. He didn't do anything of the officiating, but either way, after the first, welcome back, Paul Cotter, baby. The streak is over. Or should I say the drought is over? Well, our win streak is over. Again at 3 games, damn it. But Paul Cotter, it's been a long time since we've seen him get on the scoreboard here. And good for Paul. Welcome back. And this was, if this was Dougie Hamilton doing it, would have made a perfect football call for Sam by God Woo. But it was Paul Cotter, who we all love, who was out there throwing the hits again. Looked like he was challenging someone right at the end of the game as well, but no fisticuffs really broke out. But the Canes were trying to exit the zone. I think it was Brett Burns that did this like kind of wild spin pass right close to the blue line to kind of get it out and into the neutral zone. And I don't remember who it was going to, but Cotter was right there. An interception! and he is off to the races right down the center slot with nobody on them. And we all talked about those golden mitts coming over from the Golden Knights. That's Paul Cotter. And he put a nice little good backhand, a forehand, and then whoo! He roofed that bad boy past the blocker of Tokarski, who was in net there for the Canes, and it puts the Devils up 1-0. Paul Cotter unassisted with his 8th goal of the year at 2:56 into the second period, and that's got to feel real good for our boy Paul. He hasn't, it's not like one of those things like, like in baseball when players go into a slump and then all of a sudden they're making errors in the field or something like that. No. It's one of those things where they're maybe in a hitting slump, but they still got their solid defense. Paul Cotter, though the puck hasn't been going in the net, he's still been playing solid hockey out there every time he's on the ice. So good for him for keeping with it and pushing through. And hopefully now we get Dawson Mercer starting to score. We get another guy starting to score who we're going to talk about in a little bit, playing up on that top line, and Paul Cotter, Stefan Nason. So hopefully those cold spells are over for some of those guys that were really providing that supplemental scoring earlier in the season. We still got to get Eric Halla going, although he was charged up tonight as well. He's not a fan of the old Carolina Hurricanes, if you couldn't tell. But good to see Paul Cotter getting back on the board. And then at the end, we got to talk about this. Brendan Dillon, you son of a bitch. And Dougie Hamilton throwing the body with a couple of big hits there in the second period. And then the Devils go on the PK because, of course, when a blatant interference or tripping call happens directly in front of an official, they don't call it. Seth Jarvis basically picked Luke Hughes from behind and tripped him. It could have been an interference or a tripping call, as Luke is skating backwards and Jarvis is trying to come out of the zone so he wasn't offsides. Should have been a tripping call. Should have been an interference call. Pick one. One of the other officials. It happened directly in front of you again. No call. Of course there's no call. Why would there be a call on a blatant penalty like that? Just like Nico getting hauled down in the last game. What does that lead to? An odd man rush, where Luke's big bro, Jack, has to take a smart penalty and hooks, was it Aho, I think he hooked? Who was breaking in towards the net on an odd man opportunity now because, Luke Hughes got taken out of the play and nothing was called. So smart penalty on Jack Hughes. He had to do it to break up that golden scoring opportunity. The Devils then, again, and I have it right here. What's the vision plan for the NHL refs? Hey, Bettman, do they have any insurance? Do they have to pay out of pocket for it? I think a vision plan should be included. Because it doesn't look like they're using it. Can you check the numbers to make sure they're actually going to get their checkups? Gah! And then more bad luck. Brett Pesce takes a puck to the face. Nothing, everything was coincidental and, nothing malicious or anything like that. There was a flip in at the point and just one of those things where Pesce was coming up a little high. And, Bryce Salvador and Ken Danico said it on the broadcast. That was one of those ones where you see it and you get handcuffed and there's nothing you could do about it. And you're just like, damn it, I hope this doesn't hit somewhere really bad. And Pesce took one right in the lip. The blood started pouring out there, but he's a hockey player. He gets stitched up, and he's back on the ice right after that. So a little scary right there. And also, that's, that was happening right at the beginning of the penalty kill. Brett Pesce is your shot blocking machine. So that's a double whammy there. Him having to leave the ice, but then also one of your best defenders goes off there. Nico had a one-on-one shorthanded opportunity, but it was stopped by Tarkovsky. A couple of chances right after that with the old netminder down on the ice on his stomach in the Superman position. And somehow Marty Natchez gets a skate on a Dawson Mercer rebound attempt right there, which, you know what? Maybe that's what caused his knee to be so wobbly a little later on in the game. It was probably that skate save on Dawson Mercer. That's probably what it was. Why didn't I think of that? Either way, Mercer doesn't get that rebound attempt to go, so the penalty is killed off. We get Jack Hughes following up with a good chance after that, and then the next the next transition down the ice for the Canes, Luke. You underestimate my powers as a defenseman. Made a nice poke of the puck to break up that Canes transition game, and then finally, the Devils get a power play after all this time. They didn't get one in the last game. Took them forever here, and it took Curtis Lazar, taking a shot near the head to get a call. Really? Like, that's what it takes to get a penalty these days going for the Devils? Unfortunately, on this power play, I guess the Devils were just shell-shocked by the fact that they actually got a call. The Canes had the better of the opportunities with Jake the Snake coming up huge, stopping not one, but two. All right, two 2-on-1 opportunities featuring one Sebastian Aho. So great saves there by Jake the Snake, not letting up a shorty there, which would have been a huge momentum killer for the Devils. But then at the end of the period, at 19:30, with 30 seconds left to go, Dmitry Orlov gets his 4th goal of the year. Found himself open in the face-off circle, low on the near side face-off circle, and he's got the big one-time blast to put it home and tie the game up 1-1. We move into the third, and remember earlier we were talking about someone heating up, starting to put some points on the board. Well, that is Mr. Andre Palat. He gets his 8th goal of the year at 1:05 of the third period to put the Devils back on top 2-1. And yes, this is a Dougie Hamilton assisted goal. We should be going to the Devils After Dark studios for a game update here. But Sam by God Woo is a little PO'd right now, and he asked if we cannot do the football call. And I said, okay. Because Sam Woo is pissed. Because I'm
on the Family Leave Act.
He's on the Family Leave Act right now. And we're just about to get to why Sam Woo is so pissed off. But Dougie did have an assist there, the secondary. I didn't even realize he got a secondary on that. It was funny when Sam Woo said football call. I was like, wait, did Dougie get an assist on something? Because Jesper Bratt really did all the work on this goal. Fighting his way around and making his way back towards the net, down low, across the goal line there, driving there, puts the backhand opportunity that happens to just pop right to Mr. Palat, who was in the right place at the right time, side of the net, boom! Now in the back of the net. The puck, that is, not Palat. His 8th goal of the year. Brady gets his 33rd assist. Someone's got to look this up, too, and see how many of those assists are primaries. I know there's more primaries than there are secondaries. Jesper Bratt just lighting it up this year. 1:05 of the third period. The Devils go back on top. And what have we talked about with Palat? Keefe, obviously his system, Sheldon Keefe Richards' system, works a lot better for him, but it seems like he's just figured out, make some space for Jack and Jesper. And when they get Luke out there with those two as well, just make some space and park yourself in front. They'll find you. And right now, Palat's got 8 goals. If he finishes the year, again, that $6 million tag is always going to hurt. It's always going to sting there a little bit. But he seems to be progressing in the way Devils fans were hoping when we signed him. So let's see how it goes. But as of right now, these last 3 to 4 weeks here, he's been playing his best hockey of the season. Maybe it was just a slow start. Right after that, though, the Canes do tie it up. What is it, about 51 seconds later? Sebastian Aho with the shot, and this is one that Jake Allen probably wants back. Not probably, definitely wants back. It is Aho, though, who is a sniper in the league, but Jake the Snake just can't squeeze the puck between the arm and the body, and it sneaks on through for Aho's 12th of the year, tying the game up at 2-2. After that, we got Nico Hischier on a 2-on-1. He decides to shoot instead of pass it to Stefan Nason, and the puck pops up and over Turkovsky, and it just trickles wide. The captain almost did it. And then this might have actually been on the same shift. Going back up the other way, it all happens. This was when Timo Meier laid out Marty Necas, who was skating east to west, or I'm sorry, north and south, or east and west, whatever. He wasn't paying attention. And Timo Meier was. And Timo Meier lined him up, kept his arm down, led with his shoulder, didn't change directions with his knees or anything like that. And right at the last second, Necas saw him. He tried to get out of the way. And with that movement, their knees lined up. Timo was still leading with his shoulder. And he clocked him. And you heard Bryce and Dano on the call. That was a clean hit. That was a clean hit. But Necas stays down. He goes into kind of like Leonardo DiCaprio. Remember The Wolf of Wall Street? When he takes the Quaaludes? And he's crawling out of the country club? That was the Marty Necas performance of the night. Because, oh, surprise, surprise, he didn't even miss a shift. And was back up skating and going after people. I won't say going after people. Maybe a little later in the game he tried to. But still, up, skating around, making plays, moving, like nothing ever happened. Again, must have been that kick save he made off of Dawson Mercer that, made that knee so wobbly there. Now, I could see the refs giving, Timo maybe a minor penalty. It was accidental. It was more because Necas moved right at the last second. You can watch the replays. You don't see Timo Meier stick his knee out, which is a lot of players. It's your natural reaction when someone moves like that right at the last second. You kind of lunge parts of your body at them. It's a natural reaction. As a professional, you got to know how to stop that from happening. And from what I saw, Timo Meier did not do any of that. He kept his course straight on. It was unfortunate that the knees clicked. But was it a dirty hit? No. Now there's a little scrum that happens afterwards, obviously. Koki Anemi. There's another fun one to say. He gets I thought he got an instigator. But whatever. As it says roughing here on the app at 6:28. Roughing against Timo Meier. Timo gets a game misconduct and a 5-minute major. There is no way in hell that was a 5-minute major. He did not stick his knee out. He did not do anything wrong. He kept a straight path. So if you want to do some matching minor roughing calls on that sort of thing, I would be okay with it. But a major penalty? Complete BS. Complete BS. Again, what is the vision care plan for the NHL officials? Because then they went back and reviewed it. And they still did a major penalty. And Marty Necas doesn't miss a shift. So we get some 4-on-4 action to start and then a 3-minute major afterwards. And that is where the Canes score is on the major portion of that penalty kill. And it was Jackson Blake. Power play goal. I will say this was a damn good tip, but the Canes should not have been on this power play. Jake Allen really had no chance on this. The shot from the... Who was it? It was Kokianemi. Kokianemi. Damn. Why does everyone on the Canes have such hard names to pronounce? Burns passes over to Kokianemi. He puts the shot kind of going on an angle across, and then Blake is on the opposite side and sticks his stick like across in front of Jake Allen. Wasn't goalie interference. It was in front, but the stick went like all the way across and tipped the puck like on the other side of the crease. It was a really nice deflection, I will say that. But the Canes should not have been on that power play at that moment because that was part of the 3-minute major after the 4-on-4 expired. That puts the Canes up 3-2. You get another goal from Roslovic. 2-on-1 feed from Jarvis. Jake Allen is sliding across, looking like old school Marty Brodeur with the pad stacked and the glove kind of waving there, but another tough one to put on Jake the Snake. Canes go up 4-2. And then Eric Halla decided to take things into his own hands. And he goes in hard and heavy on Dmitry Orlov, which was a high hit. I have to see the replay again because Orlov was kind of leaning forward, but it did look like the initial contact was shoulder and then Orlov hit his head against the glass. Either way, it's a high hit. Obviously, a big scrum ensued. Orlov goes down. Another Academy Award-winning performance over here because he was down on the ice for quite some time. And they're scrumming up. And as Eric Hall is skating away, oh, look at this. It's Dmitry Orlov from the bench skating over there to try and jump Eric Halla. We playing? Is this a soccer game going on here with the diving? Is there an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for these sort of things? I don't know. Brindamore is obviously trying to get another major penalty. Sheldon Keefe is like, hey, he went to the bench and then he skated back. I guess because no one else jumped on the ice, it was okay for Orlov to come back off the bench and try to jump Eric Halla. Look at the next note I have here. Put Big Mac in lineup. So, I don't know. The Hall hit was high, but I'm not sure. I gotta watch it again. It initially, like I said, I thought because I only saw the one replay of it. I feel like they only showed it one time, so I could have just saw it wrong. I didn't pause and rewind the game because I was so worked up at that point. But it looked like the initial contact was shoulder. And maybe he slid off the shoulder and hit him in the head. I'm not 100% sure. I got to watch it again. It was definitely a high hit, though. But Orlov was... see, there's so many things there. But either way, Devils were pissed, obviously. They try to pull the goaltender, try to pull Jake the Snake. We get a empty net goal there by Roslovic again. Brindamore gets his 300th victory. The Devils, damn it to hell, don't get their 4th win in the row again. And they lose down there in Carolina to the Canes 5-2. So, want to know what you think about it? Was I way off on some of the things I was thinking? I know Sam is a great... You should have heard Sam before we went on the show. Before we went live.
Vulgar.
Woo, baby.
Vulgar.
Was he was tearing it up. So want to know what you think. Hit up the YouTube live chat, Facebook, Instagram, X, wherever. Yes, Mark Schwab. I'm sorry. I mean football, where there is some diving that goes on in that sport at times.
Also
I will
big.
not say all players, because Short Sky will be on me, our resident super soccer fan. But you know what I mean. I like soccer too. I watch a lot of EPL if I can catch it. But Samuel Owen, woo!
Wimpy.
Wow, holy diver, you're the star of the masquerade. No need to look so afraid when you're diving on the ice.
Well, that's
Very well done, Wimpy. Very well done with the Holy Diver. You get points for the Dio reference. Love it. And of course, Dio, inventor of the devil horns. Works out perfectly. Go ahead, Samu. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. And everyone else, start commenting away. I see there's a lot I got to go back through as well. So I'm going to scroll up while Samu starts giving you a piece of his mind.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've been watching hockey for a very long time, Scotty. A lot of people watch, even Wimpy, Tom. We've all of us have watched hockey for a very long time, and there are a couple rules in the book, penalties in the book. Diving, embellishment, those kind of penalties. And getting back to the Timo Meier hit on Natchez, when that hit first happened, my first reaction was, look legal to me, but I felt bad that he was hurt. He was badly hurt. And I kind of felt bad about it. And then once the penalties started to be assessed, then my mind goes, well, you better be either done for the season or dead in the locker room, because I'm not taking a penalty for this. A major? Are you kidding me? A major? Like, and I'm thinking, if it's that serious, okay. But the
At
fact
least miss a shift. At least miss a shift.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
But boy, it's kind of like, and then he comes back after the fact, which really had me boiling. And I'm like, there are rules on the books to prevent this kind of stuff. That was embellishment and diving. That, to me, that was a double minor right there, because obviously I think the refs gave that penalty based on what the aftermath, what was perceived, in fairness to the refs, what was perceived. And then he comes out, oh, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. I survived. All right, we're on the power play, boys. Let's light them up. That's how I felt, because I said to myself, geez, it was Natchez' knee that hit Timo's knee, not the other way around. That's the way I looked at it at first. Okay, maybe I'm a biased Devils podcaster. All right, at least I admit it. But that was my initial reaction. I was like, well, his knee hit his knee. Where's the penalty?
I thought it was very just incidental. It looked like he tried to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And that movement lined up their knees.
But I'll
rewatch it again, but I did not see Timo stick his knee out like that.
I mean, no. Is it unclassy of me to say that Natchez is a faker? I'm being serious, because nothing came out of it. He was unscratched. He didn't get dinged up to go out there. This is not some like Willis Reed heroic coming back in the game. He was fine. To me, that's embellishment.
Didn't even miss a shift.
Didn't miss a shift. Yeah, did he?
At least have some of your teammates help you off the ice. Put the arms around. Try to fake it a little more. Jeez.
Oh, even in football, like, okay, you take a hit or whatever, you leave for a play and then you come back in. Sometimes the defensive lineman would, fake that they're injured just to stop the clock, take an injury timeout, TV timeout, just to stop the momentum of the offense. Driving down the field, at least, make it look real. I mean, the fact that he came back in tells me the refs got it all wrong. I think got it all wrong this game and last game. I was worried yesterday that it will carry over, because I think I even said that the refs owe us one. Oh boy,
No,
were
they
we
don't.
wrong. I mean, there were so many no calls. I mean, Luke Hughes, that one that led to a
The
penalty.
interference.
Yeah, the
I
Jack
see
Hughes
Judas here
penalty.
talking about it. Daryl
Yeah.
talking about it. Jack and Daryl mentions too. Jack got his stick chopped on that breakaway.
Yeah.
No call.
It just, and you know what? It's mind-boggling because it's, again, in the age of sports betting, I have to question the integrity because it's that bad. It's that bad. I'm not talking about one play. We're not even talking about one or two. It's the entire series of two games. Just questionable decision-making by these referees. And then you're going to hear, oh, you don't know how hard it is. You've got 4 men on the ice, and you're staring at it, and you don't make a call. So either
Selecta says the same thing here. I'm more pissed off about the officiating than the Devils' performance. The Devils didn't play really that bad. It was that 5-minute major that crushed it.
Well, yeah. And, I don't know. If this league is going to be like this, I think the Devils need to start taking some acting classes to get things done. I mean, I cannot believe that this clown just laid there on the ice holding his knee. Nothing happened to him. I don't even believe he even felt any pain. But he knew it was vicious hit. And then it's kind of like, okay, I just got laid out. Let me lay here. Maybe I can draw a penalty after I just got embarrassed by Timo Meier on a clean hit, and I mean, if any credit I'm going to give Natchez is you did a heck of an acting job because I actually felt bad for him for a split second up until the penalty started to appear. That's when I started to get a little mad. And then the fact that he came back, without...
He didn't come back. He never went away. He never went away. He would have to have gone to the locker room to be able to come back. He never did it. He never did it.
Yeah.
And I'll apologize to Ramona. I think she says nobody cares about that. We got cheated. So maybe she was talking about when I was trying to highlight some of the positives from this game, before we got to the anger portion of the show. I was trying, Ramona. I was trying.
The positives
Sturm says same thing. Acting mode. Natchez made it look like it was a season-ending injury.
Oh, I know. Like I said, as soon as the penalties were assessed, I was like, all right, you better be out of the season or he'd be dead in that locker room because he looked like his career was over in that 5-second instance, on TV. And you know what? I'm glad he's okay, first thing, but honestly, this is more about the referee and their judgment calls because it was absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Just,
and Tom just reminded me of the goal they waved off yesterday.
Yeah.
And now this today. Oh, my gosh.
It's horrible. By the way, I did look up collective bargaining agreements between the NHL and the NHL, I don't know what it's called, like referee association, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at old 2010, 2014. They provide medical insurance and dental, but I don't see any vision plan in there.
You don't see any vision plan on there?
But I'm going back to like an old CBA. I don't know if it's the same. Usually just, when they add to, I do not see a vision plan. Usually vision plans are like separate. There's medical. If you have a problem with your eyes that's medical, then you go with your medical plan. Then there's dental, obviously, and then there's usually a vision plan in there. I don't even see a vision plan in there.
If there's no vision plan, AJ Visco, can we sue them? Because part of the official's job is to watch and see the game, and they don't provide proper, treatment for that. So let us know if we can raise a lawsuit.
or maybe I should knock on the door, and ask the NHL for a comment on the vision plan of the NHL referees, the officials. The officials. I think it's called NHL OA, the Officials Association. But like seriously, like maybe I should ask like old officials like Kerry Fraser. Ask them. Do you have a vision plan? you know, when you're.
Serve says they got denied vision and hearing. They don't have any. They don't have any of that.
Oh yeah. Holy crap.
Tom, you're right. The Carolina PK is very good. You know, we're not saying that, but that major was handed to them. And that was the turning point of the game.
Like
that was the turning point of the game.
I'd rather lose to the Hurricanes fair and square, not like in this fashion where the referee dictated
Better call
the game.
Saul. Mark Schwab, woo! With the super chat and the Better Call Saul reference. Very nice. But yeah, Sam, we totally agree. I don't have a problem with losing to the Canes, but this one felt like the officials played too big a part of the game's outcome.
Insane Pollock. I will try to verify that. I'll reach out to Scouting the Refs. I know that guy who runs that, and he's saying that on other stream. They're saying that the Canes record with this officiating is 12-0-1. I would love to actually verify that.
Pollock. Yeah, you had to go and start them on a different conspiracy now.
You know what? Look, conspiracy theories are developed when stuff like this happens. You know, you have to trust but verify. Right now, I trust the process that the officiating, you know, did it in good faith and all that. But I'm going to verify if that's true, and I don't think it is. I don't think it's true. We've seen too much of this BS. And you can almost script it. Like, that's what I was saying last night on Devils After Dark, that they owe us one. But they didn't.
Yeah.
Because we're on the 3-game. There's got to be a memo somewhere. Okay, Devils win 3 in a row. Cut them off.
We got Wimpy over here. Alan tried to steal it, and the ref said, "Hold my beer." Dino, listen. Yeah, I mean, the Devils didn't. I don't think they played bad tonight.
No.
You know, that all that stuff happened in the third. It was a tie game, 2-2 in the third period against, you know, these are two really good teams. You know, this is the cream of the crop here, along with the Caps in the Metro Division.
This is what.
So, to me, it was that 5-minute major that did it. If you have both teams in there with matching minors, 2 roughing calls, then nothing happened in that 4-on-4. And you're back to 5-on-5 hockey. But after that 4-on-4, you get a 3-minute major penalty. And that is what they scored on, which really turned the momentum in the game.
Yeah. If you want, look, we don't like moral victories here on this podcast. That's not what we're about. This is what I was looking for in this 2-game matchup. Can the Devils match the intensity, and can the Devils hang with the Carolina Hurricanes if this was a playoff series?
Did you see it, Tom? Is that for real? Keith said laying on the ice obviously benefits you. If that, man. Woo!
Well, let me finish my thought here.
Go ahead.
We don't like moral victories, but I was looking for a couple key things in this 2-game series, thinking like it's a mini playoff series. The Carolina Hurricanes are a perennial playoff contender. They're looking to get into the Stanley Cup Finals. The Devils, pound for pound, match them on physicality, in the grit department, and also sticking up for their teammates. It's there, Scotty. That has been a 10-year problem for the New Jersey Devils, maybe even 12 years, where, you know, they just didn't respond the way you would want a playoff team or a champion to respond. They didn't make any excuses tonight. They kept going. It was just an unfortunate officiating of non-calls, BS calls, even the video reviews. I don't know what they're looking at, but obviously there's an agenda there. But still, even the last game where the Devils won 4-2, we saw the bias officiating even then. So the Devils are going to have to learn how to deal with this and move forward because they're not going to get all the calls. They're not going to get any favors. And they have to watch their backs because, these refs are just not calling anything, and eventually someone's going to get hurt there. And that's what I'm a little afraid of, but you can't really control that. But I just want to reiterate, this team did nothing wrong tonight at all. And I do not blame Timo Meier. I do not blame him. If it happened again, instead, I'd rather have Timo Meier hit him harder and actually put him in the hospital because the way he faked that makes me really pissed off.
Yeah, and these Keith quotes, man, he is thank you, Max, and thank you, Tom, as well. They review it because of the guy lying on the ice after the fact, and the guy lying on the ice plays 3.5 minutes of a 5-minute major.
Yeah.
Whew. If you take a big hit, lying down the ice has its benefits. Yeah. Man, good for Sheldon.
I'm saying it right now. He faked it. He's a faker. He's a fraud.
I know,
Aegis.
But you're a podcaster. He's the head coach. So,
I know that. I'm just saying that I'm going even deeper because I want to say what the coach really wants to say because he can't say that out loud. But I'm glad Sheldon Keefe is speaking his mind. He's got plenty of money to pay for fines.
Morgan is saying, don't blame it on Nate, just blame it on the refs. Put the refs in the hospital. Okay.
What, for an eye test?
Yeah, they need it for an eye test. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could think of it that way too. Like, hey, Nate just, he fooled him. He did what he did and he got away with it, and it was a good thing for his team. So, man, those refs though, I did not like how I don't think anyone, fan, player, anyone likes when the refs are the deciding factor in a game. And that was the case tonight.
Agreed. Agreed.
So Devils lose, which sucked. But this was a good potential playoff preview over here. And we can see, as Sam Wu was saying, the Devils can play and keep up, with this perennial playoff team. We know the last time in the playoffs, the Canes smoked us, basically. We looked overmatched with their play. But now, different story out there.
Agreed.
And sometimes these things happen, especially, in playoff series, you're going to get real chippy and real feisty when they're playing one game after another against each other. So this was a good preview for the Devils, as long as they keep on this track that they're currently on, of what they can expect come playoff time. Because the Canes unless they have some sudden collapse, that's a team you're probably going to have to go through on your quest for that cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, Judas, same thing. The cross checks on Nick. I mean, there was
a lot, Scotty. There was a lot.
Yeah, and Sportman said the same thing. How come Robinson didn't get a major then on the hit to Lazar?
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on, but I can tell you that Mr. Baron of the beer, you may know him as the Beer Baron, is gonna have quite the opinions about this situation come tomorrow night when we do the big show and the Let's Go Devils podcast with me, Sam Wu, Shorts Guy, and yes, the aforementioned Beer Baron, also known as And Crew.
The other thing,
that's why you see that And Crew brew in the lower right-hand corner.
You know what we should do in protest? If they actually fine Timo Meier, we should have a GoFundMe and and pay for it. He shouldn't have to pay for that. I don't know. I'm so mad. I'm probably not speaking logically, Scotty.
It's all right, Sam Wu.
I'll have to save it for a Woo report or something. I'm tired of these refs.
Oh my God. Oh, we have a rogue Canes fan in here. Oh boy. No, dude. We just call it like we see it. I remember your dude getting rocked and then having to put on a big acting show. So
Yeah, I mean, remember when Scott Stevens hit Shane Willis? Yeah, Natchez was doing the same thing except for minus the injury. Where was the injury? I mean, Natchez is an ambulance chasing attorney's dream. My knee, I can't work anymore. Get the settlement real quick. Oh, I'm back at work. Thanks.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Yeah,
we'll see you over in the. Oh yeah, right. Okay, sportsman. Sam, we may need to put someone in timeout over here.
Yeah. Well,
there's another faker too.
Yeah.
Who seemed to suddenly be okay with everything. And look, couldn't even meet someone face to face, had to jump them from behind.
Yep.
Wah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Put Big Mac in the lineup, watch all of them just cower in fear.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Well, you know what? This is actually kind of, in the long run, this is kind of fun because the Rangers are pretty terrible right now, and so the Islanders and Flyers aren't that much better. So, give us a nice little rivalry here in the old Metro.
Yeah.
But either way, looking forward to the next time the Devils and Canes play because, oh baby, is it gonna get hard?
Maybe we should throw
in the words of Jamie Josta.
Throw glasses out on the ice.
Throw glasses at the refs?
Yeah. Not at the refs. Just on the ice. Just on the ice. We wouldn't want the refs getting hit by one of our glasses and then laying there on the ice like they were paralyzed, and then they come back.
Softy sportsman.
Yeah.
Sportman softy. Aw. Go eat your softy. Ice cream. You guys should need all that when you're resting up from all your injuries. Oh, no softy team.
Put that user in timeout. I'm just pissed off. Anyway, sorry, Scotty. I'm gonna hit the music, Scotty. I gotta get out.
Okay.
I'm so mad.
Sam
I
Wu
gotta
is
get out of here.
And just wait till tomorrow because Beer Baron's gonna bring it. So, woo! We'll look forward to seeing everyone again tomorrow night. Big show. Let's Go Devils podcast. Make sure you check it out 9 p.m. Eastern time.
All right. Well, I want to thank all those tuning in. Sorry, it wasn't our fault. Somebody had to fake an injury to try to win the game.
The flag jersey is a struggle.
Anyway.
Oh, love it, Max.
We'll see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern edition of the Let's Go Devils podcast. I am Sam Wu, here with Scotty. Till next time, let's go Devils.